Hey guys, oFAB here, ex NBA 2K League player. We're gonna work on that soon. But I'm here to teach you guys how to play PG and how to play PG better and the way I think and approach the game. And I'm gonna give you guys some little tips and tricks on how to become a better point guard. So be sure to watch the video and drop a like and subscribe if you can. Appreciate you. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so this set right here is one of my favorite sets. When the lock is playing good D and you want to switch it up a little bit, switch up the O a little bit, you can run two-man. Two-man is when you're sharp, right here, a shooting guard, sets a pick high, your big man goes on the block, your shooting guard sets a pick high, and you take that pick to the left. You can play around with it. You can have the sharp go down the middle for a little quick mid, split the defenders. You can have him fade out to the right, or you can have him hold the pick and force a switch. So I wanted to switch bad with my badge on Cooks. So Strainer did a good job of sending the pick, right? I deny it a little bit, had a little something. He sets it, force a switch, midi. So this is the game I dropped 61 points in the NBA 2K League. I dropped a career at 61. So this is a very effective play, very effective set that works on the best players. Another green right there. I run it again. They switched. They had radio on me, and then I made that again. So that is one of the best sets I like to run, and it's called two-man. So be sure to implement that in your game with your sharp. Okay, so for the next part, we're going to show you some quick stop tips. But before we quick stop and show you the tips and scenarios of the quick stop in, I'm showing you my dribble moves. I really like quick dribble style because you could do a lot of quick stops off it. D Rose is very effective. Trey Young's effective. Scotty Pippen behind the back. These are what I feel like are the best dribble moves on the game. So be sure to put it in your game if you want to get some buckets or get open. And here's some clips and examples to show you why quick stopping is very important. Alright guys, so right here Arsenal resets me the ball and I do a quick stop right there, bam. So the reason I see he playing a little good D, but the reason I decided a quick stop right here is because I see the middle defender here and my defender right, and I'm assuming this lock is gonna play my right. So I quick stop in the middle right here. Quick stop is very effective to get quick, easy buckets. Right off a good dribble move with a speed boost on it, you could stop and shoot right away. So that's a good thing to add to your game. So all right, quick stop number 2. He's bumping me. I'm just waiting for the pick. Boom. I'm noticing my defender's giving me the opening, and then I go for that quick stop. The guy's he's playing good defense right here, but I'm just assuming that they're gonna play my hard left. And then you just quick stop right there, and defender can't get into that. All right, so right here, quick stop number 3. I send him on a cut to kind of bait him in a way, and I take the right. So I send him on a cut to make him think I'm going right. Then I go middle, then I quick stop back right. It's all mind games. And the reason why that works so perfectly is because this point guard is on a power forward, and they're really worried about that. So he denied my right really hard. He was worried about that. I'm middle now, which I kind of have a shot. And I could throw that pass with a 50-50. He could play the lane. So I'm thinking, let me quick stop right back to the right and I'll be open. Which happened. Defender jumped. Boom. Alright, so for one of the last quick stops I'm going to show you guys. Right here. We all have badge. I'm doing some dribble moves. Do a little switch. Kyler did a good job of just selling this little two-man, but we still got to switch off of it. And then as soon as they switch, you know his momentum is carrying him to the right. Quick stop middle. Boom. My next tip is pick on the PG. As you can see there, as you can see right here, we are picking on the PG. The PG's in the right corner. I'm just telling him cut. There's a PG right there. Let's see where he plays it. He played it really bad. We got that dunk off, and abusing PGs are key on this 2K because they have no defense. They can reach and pluck, but they can't get a stop in the paint. So if you're on the prone court, be sure to abuse the PG wherever he is. Right here is another example of me picking on PG. PG's on the left, caught sleeping, throwing him the dot. Point guards, make sure you use your bigs, make sure you use your corner players. If a PG's on them, do not let them just rest and recover on defense. No, we're not doing that. Right here's another example of picking on a PG. PG's on the right. I send my man on a cut. Easy layup. I mean, these point guards can't. You gotta get these point guards involved on defense. They want to have an all offensive build. You gotta make them play defense. So always identify who the PG's guard. If you got a PG up top, run 2-man with them. If you got him in the corner, or send a cut sometimes. Make him play that. Make him respect it. All right, guys, we in the next step. This is what I'm the king of. I love doing this with my big man. So this is called waiting out reaches. Waiting out reaches is really important on this 2K because, man, waiting out reaches is so important because these guys spam X all the time. They're in the lanes all the time, and the way you wait it out, you just wait. You assume they're gonna reach, and you just throw it. He reaches right there, boom, pass. So that's kind of a counter for all these guys that reach all the time on your passes. So just if you know the timing of your defender's reaches, you can always throw it down there no matter what. And remember, like, paint scoring is really overpowered this year, so don't be afraid to throw down there to your big. If he's a great big man, he should be able to score every time, one-on-one. Right here, let's look at another example. He's bumping me, he's doing good defense. He reached right there, bang, threw it right there again. It's a good little bailout. It's a good little bailout. If you know when the reach is coming, it's a good little bailout to throw it so you could get some buckets. Another example right here. Arsenal sets a pick. Kind of open. He's there. Without the reach. Throw it down. Dump it down to him. If you keep waiting out a reach, that could be a perfect bailout pass for you to make. A great dump down pass to your center. If he knows how to score, that's a free bucket every time. You could get a 2 every time. That's what a lot of pros do not want you to know. They want you to think that the paint isn't overpowered, but the paint definitely is overpowered. And waiting out reaches will really frustrate pros that just want to spam X on you. You gotta teach them a lesson. Okay, for this waiting out reach, we go in the little paint area, and we call this a fullback dive. We're right here, little handoff. He can't stop it. He got a good little contest on it, but he can't stop it because the paint is a little overpowered right now. And if you're stuck, can't get nothing open, just fullback dive it, hand in the paint, one-on-one should be an easy basket every time. So make sure to implement your little 2-man game with your sharp, and make sure to, wait out reaches. Make sure you work on your quick stop. I showed you the dribble moves. Make sure to work on all that. Next, I'm going to show you the Trey Young fade. Okay, guys, so this right here is the Trey Young fade. You see them right there. To do the Trey Young fade, put on Trey Young dribble pull up, and right when you're about to do the fade, let go of RT. You can't be running when you do this fade. You could run, but right at the last second, release RT. What that does is give you a slow fade, and slow fades are one of the best shots on 2K. So make sure to put on Trey Young dribble pull up and do a Trey Young fade. So right here's another example of a Trey Young fade. We're kind of box, 3 seconds. He runs over, Trey Young fade. Here's another example of the Trey Young fade. You can fade forward too, in between the defenders. Call a wrap. Put this, another tip for you point guards, put the center always on the lone side. So what we did right there is, I didn't like this, right? I don't like the center being on the stack side because you gotta see, like, the center could cover ground. This guy could pinch. He could play up. He could guard 2. The centers on this game can play 2. So we don't want the center playing 2. We want to put the center on his lone side. So I call a wrap every time in pro-am games to get the center on his lone side. Because what that does is, I could do whatever I want. I could abuse this whole side of the court. I could send this guy right here on a cut on the point guard. I could send Egg on a cut backdoor for an easy dunk. I could abuse this right here. So, like, that's another tip. Always put center on center side if possible. Do not let the center play on stack side. Do not let the center play on the most covered side of the court. Put him alone. Put him alone every time, and it'll lead you to more wins. Trust me on that. So right here, I break the defenders. Trey Young pull up. Here's another example of Trey Young. Trey Young right there. As you guys can see right there too, we have the center on the lone side to the left. He's alone. We reset with Arsenal. I told Egg to cut, right? So when I told him to cut, they're really worried about it because we ran the cut before earlier in the game and it worked. So the point guard can't help on that. This guy got beat, so this guy has to drop back, and I love to call this play because it gives me the right side open every time, and it gives me a Trey Young fade every time. So he drops back, he chases. That's the worst thing to do because open Trey Young fade. So always be sure to wrap yourself to the center side. That's a little tip. A lot of PGs don't do that. A lot of pros don't do that. Always put the center on the lone side every time. And you could get to any part of the court you want by wrapping and doing your thing, but always put the center on the lone side every time. I feel like this is the easiest way to play point guard. You can send him on the cut, you can send him on the cut. If they're all worried about the cuts, you could just play around with the pick and then tell him a cut and then take a fade to where he's going. So easy little fade, easy little play. Just add plays, just get more crafty. That's all you have to do. So another example is right here. I know the image is probably really blurry or whatever, but right here, we're in a wager, right? We're down 3. I have badge. I call 2-man with my sharp. My sharp has badge. They're really worried about this, right? You're really worried about this stuff right here. So I see there's a point guard on compete, my lockdown. I sent, cuts on my point guard defender right here. I sent him on back doors and stuff. But this was the time in my mind where I was like, I need to have compete wrap up for a game time 3. And I did that. I did exactly that. I told compete wrap up to abuse the point guard and shoot over him. He was caught lacking. Wide open 3. Tie game. We ended up winning that game. But the point is, you could abuse these point guards. Always identify where the center is. Go to his side every time. And if you're stuck, look to abuse the point guard. Look to run cuts on him. Look to run wrap-ups on him, just like what I showed you. Look to run anything possible. And if the point guard's up top, look to run 2-man with him. I showed you 2-man earlier. And adding quick stop to your game greatly helps you. Add Trey Young to your game. Add everything you can to your game. Add all this stuff I told you in this video to your game. And watch how much you improve. If you guys would like to know more tips and tricks and watch more footage and more gameplay, let me know. Like it, comment, and subscribe below. This is your boy oFAB, former PG for the 2K League, but I'm going to be there next year, hopefully. I'm signing out. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know what you think. More tips and tricks on the way.